practicing witchcraft with crochet, not magic, in your daily creation. Hi, my name's Haley. I'm your host for the Chaotic Witchy Mama podcast, and today I am looking forward to talking to you about crocheting with witchcraft, how I incorporate not only not magic, but color magic, numerology, number magic, all in a piece that I'm making for myself or for my family. For starters, you can think of your crochet hook as your magic wand. You're using your wand to weave in your intentions into whatever your project is. Like for me, this particular project is a poncho. I'm working on a poncho. I love it. So speaking of poncho, you can create the items that you want to wear during ritual. You can create the items that you want to use during ritual. And it just adds an extra layer of magic on it. Another beautiful layer of magic is my crocheted matching hat. I thought about adding a hood to this, but then I realized I already made a hat that I could use for my veiling purposes. And adding into the idea of making things for you to use later in ritual is a ritual in and of itself. For me, another way of considering the process of me making something into a ritual is the idea of consecration, right? You consecrate something to be for spiritual use. Basically, you're telling it, when I use you, you will remind my brain to get into the spiritual mindset that I'm looking for. It's kind of like the idea of getting ready to get ready and just adding layers on top of layers. And it helps trick your brain into getting into the right mindset that you're looking for, the mindset that you need to practice magic. So the idea of like getting ready to get ready is basically setting up your surroundings for your mindset to start going into the calm, altered mind space that you're looking for. For example, aromatherapy has been scientifically proven to help your mind get into altered states. So basically, all you really need to do is light a specific incense every single time that you want to go meditate or you want to go work on something spiritual and you want to calm down and get your meditation state on. Speaking of meditation, crochet is another one of those amazing movement meditation type things. You know, if you're one of those people that can't just sit and meditate, you might be one of those people who like to use a coloring book and color. Or you might meditate with a candle in front of you and you just focus on the candle. I'm one of those, I need something to focus on in order for meditation type people. And this is the thing. It's like when you get a fidget toy, but you actually shoot out cool, productive projects with this. So like, I'm fidgeting. My ADHD brain is calming down, relieving stress, and I'm getting something like literal out of it. Okay. You can charge your skeins of yarn with crystals. You can charge them in the moonlight, sunlight, on your altar. You can cleanse it. You can smoke cleanse it with your sage or rosemary or lavender or whatever your cleansing herb of choice is. You could also use sound cleansing. I have a singing bowl upstairs in my bedroom altar that I like to tap and play the singing bowl. You acquire the skill of patience when you get to these parts where you're stuck trying to untangle a knot because you can't get any further if you can't get through this. So now I am untying knots, and as I am untying knots, I am releasing any stagnant energy in here. So as I am untangling, I am just imagining anything that got stuck and entangled in here, like along with my frustration, right? As I am unknotting it, I am releasing my own frustration and stagnant energy, as well as anything that got caught in the trap here. Another example of how you can tie your intentions into your knot magic is color magic, obviously, and like chants and mantras. So with each stitch and or section of color, you can have a mantra. So right here is the purple and violet part. So as I stitch this next part, I'm going to focus on my third eye opening and awakening, because that's the chakra I'm using, or working on with this color. So my third eye is open and awake and ready to receive messages, and so on and so forth for each color, for each chakra. That's what I'm doing with this particular project, because I'm going to wear this with the intention of balancing my chakras. And you can use that same concept no matter what your project. Like, you can wear a hat or a bandana. I usually wear bandanas, hats, headbands for veiling, right? So as you're making your hat or your bandana, you can, with every stitch, say, whenever I wear this hat, I am protected. Whenever I wear this hat, my crown chakra is balanced. Whenever I wear this hat, nothing will get through. And so on and so forth. However it is that you want to do that. Mine sounds a little bit weird like that because it's intuitive. I just make it up as I go. I don't have any specific chants or mantras. I got a couple. I don't have many specific chants or mantras that I use when I'm making stuff. I just kind of think about what I want to go into it. And I just keep focusing on that. Or like, I visualize like myself wearing the hat, feeling so safe. That's another good one. You can just like wear it and imagine the feeling of safety. You can just imbue the idea of safety into your veil. I mean, seriously, your options are endless, from baby blankets for security and safety to clothes for yourself or your kids. This is obviously not for me. This is a tank top I made for my toddler, for her to wear outside. And I made it with love and grounding energy, because my daughter loves being outside. So this is a highly grounded shirt, because my daughter is always heads up in the clouds and I gotta bring her back to earth sometimes. So that's what this one was made for. This blanket, and I have another one just like it, was not actually crocheted. This was knitted from my mom. My mother knitted this blanket and another one just like it for my children right before she had Guillain-Barré syndrome or Guillain-Barré syndrome. And now that she can't, I've sort of picked up on the habit, but not knitting. Mine's crochet. So piggybacking off of the idea of picking it up as a habit from family, so that means it can go hand in hand with ancestral work. Because if not your direct parents, somebody in your family, some ancestor somewhere, has almost definitely handmade something for practical use and probably magical use. Like, I made this green tank top, and the entire time I was making it, I was thinking Mother Earth, Gaia energy. I was thinking about these sunflowers and this flower and how I'm going to wear this gardening. And when I'm wearing it gardening, specifically my cute little magical herbal garden where I grow sage, mint, chamomile, oregano. I've had those for years. I just got purple sage that I'm excited to dabble with. I just got chocolate mint that I'm really excited about, like really excited about, and it looks so cool. I should go out there and show you, but I also have strawberry mint that I just got, and I'm excited to mess with that. I have rosemary. That one's new for me too. Everybody already has been doing rosemary forever, but I don't like working with store-bought herbs like that in a magical sense. I mean, I do and I have, but for me personally, growing them, is such a better bond with it. Like you get a relationship with the herbs as they grow, and you're in there daily hanging out. Like, I'll be telling my plants how pretty they are, and I'm like, oh, thank you, I'm so excited. And you know, I'll be hyping them up, you know, like you're supposed to hype up your best friend. You'd be like, hey girl, that's what I do for my plants. But with that said, they're more willing to help you. They're more willing to help me because we now have a mutual relationship. There is nothing that's just like, gimme, 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 like so many people kind of are these days. Nobody leaves offerings or anything. And my offering to my plants is me watering them, me hanging out with them, me, you know, telling them they're pretty and that I love them, and me fighting my toddlers off of them and the animals, me growing them all organically. There is nothing that we put on them to make them do anything, except maybe cinnamon. I put cinnamon in my plants sometimes. Cinnamon helps with root rot, if you didn't know. Cinnamon, you can add cinnamon when you first start seeds, and it helps promote growth, if you did not know. But that's about the only thing that we add to them. Yeah. And that's also kind of how I feel with my yarn while I'm making my projects. Like, instead of a store-bought sweater for my ritual use, my handmade sweater is so much better because I know what went into it. I went into it. My time, my energy. And when you not only know exactly how everything was made and where all the stuff is from, but like you did it your dang self, it is so rewarding. And then to give them all away as gifts or presents. So much of my stuff has just been given away already. You're also working with numbers and numerology a lot of the time. Like right now, at the end, towards the end of my poncho, I am making 5 1 5 1 5 1, and then I have to keep repeating that as I go, which means as I go I do 1, and then in the next stitch I count 1 2 3 4 5, and then 1, and then 1 2 3 4 5, and so on. And as you proceed with that, I tend to fall into like a trance state as I do this. Like, I zone out so hard when I'm in the middle of counting and making stitches. It's great. And zoning out into numbers is such a way to call in manifestation, or just have something to focus your mind on, like a meditative state, which I've mentioned before. But having something specific to focus on, at least for me, is very helpful for meditation, because it's really, really hard for me to quiet my monkey mind. It doesn't work very well with my ADHD brain. It's like, nah, girl, nah. Other things that you can make specifically for magical practices would be, you could make your veils. I think I've already mentioned that. You could make sachets, and you could stuff things in them and seal them up with your yarn. You can make pillows, like a sleep pillow, and put lavender and chamomile or even mugwort inside of it. And then you've got your pillow that you've crocheted and you added your stuff inside, and that's your little magical pillow. Or you can make altar cloths. You can make stuffed animals, or plushies as people like to call them. You can also make those plushies with magical intent. I'm working on learning how to make dolls, like puppets or dolls, for multiple purposes, but also for my kids. I can hand make my kids' favorite like animal and give it to them, and hopefully they'll love it and keep it forever, because they'll feel the love and intention and time and energy from mom that went into it. So rewarding. is about all I have time for today. I could go on and on and on about crocheting with magical intent, but I will leave you to use your imagination and figure out how you can incorporate yarn and magic into your practical crafts. All right, well, off I go to start my chakra balance meditation in my chakra balancing poncho and hat. You can find me at The Chaotic Witchy Mama on YouTube, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, Apple, Castbox. Basically, I'm on all of your podcasting sites. I'm also The Chaotic Witchy Mama on TikTok and Instagram. You can email me at thechaoticwitchymama@gmail.com. Especially if you have any topic ideas or experiences that you would like to share, or any questions that you would like me to expand upon. Also, I'm very interested in doing a collaboration with any witches, pagans, spiritual people of any sort. So, please hit me up if you're interested in something like that. And I hope everybody has a magical week, and I look forward to hearing back from some of you. Until next time, bye!